Hello and welcome to our Balanced Body podcast here at EHS Pilates in San Francisco. My name is Nancy Myers. We are at the Foot and Gait Therapy Center. We're going to utilize some of our foot products today. The first one being the Foot Corrector, and we have Michelle Modet is going to assist me. Go ahead and come on over. For this Foot Corrector comes with two different spring resistances. You're going to use the lighter one. If you had someone who was a little heavier, you could use the heavier resistance. And these releases that we're going to be showing you today can also be done seated, especially if you have someone that has inflamed plantar fascia of the foot or balance issues. All of these releases and exercises can be done seated. We're going to have you bring your right foot first onto the bar. The heel is in contact with the plate and the ball of the foot is going to be up on the bar of the Foot Corrector. All of your metatarsals are in contact with the bar. If you slightly have to angle the foot in order to do so, or you can also use a rotator disc just to lift the surface if dorsiflexion was not present. Keep the heel down. So for the first set of releases here, I would like you to be hip, knee, ankle distance apart in a natural step distance, as if you were taking a step forward. For the first set of releases, you're going to shift your weight forward into the resistance and back. And we're going to do that several times. And I'm looking to see, you can see if the knuckles are coming into existence here or not. If the fascia of the foot is tight on the bottom, the knuckles tend to drop. So we're trying to stretch that out. Don't grip the toes, but think of the toes melting over the bar. We don't want a pattern gripping of the toes. So we're just melting over that bar. Now stay in the resistance here. We're going to try to move the bar just by going from dorsiflexion toward plantar flexion. So just start to press into the resistance with just the foot. So we're trying to get that movement to happen just from the ankle without gripping the toes. And this is still pretty heavy resistance even though this is a light spring. Now you're going to start to move the foot further forward on the foot plate. We're going to bring you right to subtalar joint. So right where that ankle comes down into the foot. Again, I would like you to transfer your weight forward into the resistance to press into the bar and back off. And we would like to keep this fluid. I don't like a static release here or too much pressure on the foot, but it should be just a nice gentle release. And press. Now stay in the resistance. And as you go from knee flexion, start to extend the knee to press into the resistance. And release back. So just from the knee, stay here, press down and back. And down. Up and down. So what we're doing here is talking about where we would like her to heel strike, as well as getting the release on the foot. So sequentially, when you're designing a session, especially with a foot focus, we like to do the releases first, and then we stabilize and strengthen. So I'm incorporating both that exercise as well as a release. Now we're going to move the foot further forward onto the heel on the bar, spread the toes, and place the ball of the foot down. We're going to have you bring this foot forward now. And both knees are soft. As you press back into the resistance of the Foot Corrector, you're sending your body forward in space. So here is your swimming leg. So just like doing swimming on the mat, we're now taking that to a standing posture and pressing into the resistance of the Foot Corrector. You should really feel a lot of that hamstring and glute engagement at this moment. Soften the knee to set back, and again, step forward and lengthen back into the resistance to send yourself forward. So almost looks like she's walking uphill here, but she's pressing back into that resistance, feeling the activation of the back of the leg in hip extension. And one more time, step back and step forward, lengthening the back of that leg into hip extension, into the resistance. And that's your introduction to the foot corrector. Carefully step back off of the bar. Thank you for joining us.